very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'd like to tell you a few things about why I'm running and why I believe that the Central Committee should give me the endorsement, and even if you don't, why I would make the decision. So I think the main thing is I'm very well qualified. I have the proven ability to get the job done. I've worked in 4 different district attorney's offices over a period of 11.5 years. I started out in the Mendocino District Attorney's Office, and I was hired full-time there, and after about 3.5 years, I became a circuit prosecutor through the California DA's Association. So for about 6 or 8 months, I handled 4 counties simultaneously, Mendocino half-time, and Humboldt, Lake, and Del Norte the other half of the time. Then I moved to Humboldt County, where I was based in the Humboldt DA's office, and handled Lake, Humboldt, and Del Norte counties for about 7.5 years simultaneously. During this period of time, I formed an environmental task force. I did environmental prosecution almost exclusively. I formed a task force in each one of the 4 counties I worked in, and the reason was because the investigatory expertise and resources to make those kinds of cases did not exist in the counties, and in order for me to do the job I was hired to do, which is enforce environmental laws in those counties, I had to build my own team of people. And so to that end, I had to find folks who were willing to do it. They're all government agency folks. Not many of them were police, so I had to train them in the types of things that police are trained in order for prosecutors to use, which is how to make a case. I had to not only train them and inspire them, but lead them. We did a lot of search warrants. I did cases in every one of my 4 counties. I've done civil prosecution, I've done criminal prosecution, I've done felonies and misdemeanors. I've done corporations, individuals, businesses, including multi-corporation, multinationals, and public officials. The idea about environmental crimes, which I know better than any, is that not only does it have both civil and criminal authority, but you have to take into account a very different type of calculus. You have to figure out, particularly if you're prosecuting a business, what type of impact that will have on the community. The rules of evidence in a criminal case are the same no matter what it is. It's proof beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury of 12, no matter who or what you're prosecuting. But when you do something that's out of the main mold, you have to be more creative and see deeper into it. And I did that not only through my task forces and the nature of the cases themselves, but I worked a lot with other agencies. I've even had federal investigators make cases for me and sit at my side in trial before a criminal jury. So I've got the proven ability to get things done, and I've got a lot of broad experience. As for me as a person, I've been married for 25 years. I've lived in Humboldt County for going on 11, Mendocino for about 4.5 before that. I have 2 children, daughters. They are 19 and 15. And I consider myself to be very much a family man. And I think that anybody who lives in a community needs to give a lot of what they have to the community. And so I have a long history of volunteer service, including spending 6 years on the Humboldt County Democratic Central Committee, during which time I was a circuit prosecutor and traveling incessantly up and down the coast to Lake and Del Norte counties, as well as teaching in a variety of different forums for both state and federal venues. I've taught in the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Humboldt, Georgia, teaching federal cops how to make cases. I've taught in Cal EPA, SHMEA, California Hazmat Investigator. And I'm also on the Executive Committee of the State Bar of California, where I put in a lot of my time and have put on 2 conferences in the last 2 years and have one later this month. This is all for the community. I think you have to give the best of what you have to the place that you live and the people that you believe in. That's what I've done, that's what I believe in, and that's what I offer if I'm elected to the district attorney. I will pour myself into the job because I believe in it, I believe in myself, and I believe in this place. I would like very much to have your endorsement, and I'd like very much to hear 2 questions if not more.
As a former employee of the district attorney's office, what types of problems and things that were not working well did you see as an employee in that office?
Well, I was only employed in the Mendocino DA's office. When I was deputized in the Lake, Del Norte, and Humboldt DA's offices, I was employed by the California District Attorneys Association. So to which office do you refer?
I'm referring to the Humboldt County District Attorney's office.
So the question goes as to what problems and what...
What problems did you see in the operation of the office when you were working in the Humboldt County District Attorney's office?
Well, I think when you see problems, you see opportunities, and what I really see in the office that you could be addressing is that people need a lot of mentorship and training. They need clear standards and policies. They need to be led. They need to be inspired. They need to know what they're supposed to do. You need to know the standards to which they'll be held. I know what that is, and I know how to get people to do that. And I'm prepared to bring that to the office should I get elected. Second question, anyone? Don't be afraid.
Yes, go ahead, Julie.
Maybe you could confirm whether this is true or not. I read somewhere or heard somewhere that there was a case involving the Crescent City Walmart where you lost the case because you filed late. And if that's true, what steps have you taken to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again?
First of all, it's not true. Second of all, I take responsibility for everything I do, including mistakes, and I did make a mistake there. The irony of that case is twofold. Number one, the filing deadline that I missed was a very draconian statute. It says within 90 days of having filed the complaint, you have to file a request for a hearing. And the purpose of that statute is so that these cases, it was a land use case, a CEQA case, will move forward with alacrity. I missed that filing deadline by 5 days. A month after, as soon as I found out about it, I fixed it. A month later, I was in court on the telephone with the Walmart attorney who was also on the telephone, and we appeared in court telephonically. The Walmart attorney, as it was later revealed in court orally, knew that I missed that deadline, and a month after I missed it, he said nothing to the court. 4 months after I missed that deadline, they first brought it to the attention of the court, and the court said as a consequence that I was not be able to, the mistake was not excusable. But that only handled half of the case. The Daily Triplicate, the reporter, the newspaper in Delaware County, misreported what the judge said. Half of the case was still very much alive, and I did go on to argue that case at oral hearing later on, and the judge dismissed it all. The first irony of the case, so, is that the statute was there to make sure that things move forward very rapidly. And again, the Walmart attorney sat on the knowledge of that for 4 months and said nothing to the court, so they were not harmed at all by that delay. If there was any harm at all, it was to the process itself by them not speaking up. Secondly,
Paul, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on the clock. Your half again is over your time.
so I should shut up now?
Yes, please.